A new shipment from TrainWorld has just arrived, and in this video I'm going to be showing you each of the items that I've received. And we're starting right now. Hi, I'm Owen. In these videos I'm continuing to build, expand, and improve my Polar Express model train layout. Recently I've also added the diesel age to my layout. I've bought a Norfolk Southern diesel locomotive. This operates as Lion Chief Plus 2.0 using Bluetooth connecting to my iPad. And in addition to that, it also has legacy operating in it, and I can use multiple modes to operate this. So if I continue to expand and improve my layout and I eventually get to a legacy control system, this locomotive will still work just fine for me. Now, in order to make that diesel locomotive really pay off for me, I decided to add some additional cars, modern age diesel type cars. These are cars that you would see being pulled by a Norfolk Southern locomotive. And the first thing that I bought was the Gondola car 4-pack. Let me show that to you next. The 4-pack comes in this package, and within this package there's an individual package for each of the cars. These are rotary dump gondola cars with a simulated coal load in each one. Let me get one up and take a close look at it with you. Each car has its own road number, so the road number is different on each car. This is a Norfolk Southern badged car, so this is a neat piece of rolling stock to go with my Norfolk Southern locomotive. And there's a simulated coal load in each car. Part of what makes these special is that they have this rotating coupler. So I can hold that coupler and the car would rotate and dump the load, rotate it back or rotate it all the way around, and it would dump. Each one of these cars has one fixed coupler and one rotating coupler, and that works pretty cool. That's a clever idea, I think. The cars are nicely designed. If you look, you've got ladders here on this end where you would climb up to check the load. You've got a brake wheel here on the car on that one end. There's all the simulated information about capacity, carrying capacity, loads, and then again a unique number on each car on the side as well as on the end. Now underneath, the detailing looks pretty good too. This is the kind of thing that you would see under the car in a real live situation. And I'm going to go ahead and hook this up and we'll see what we can do in getting them running. I put the 4 rotary dump gondola cars, each with a simulated load of coal, on the track behind my Norfolk Southern diesel locomotive. At the end of the consist, I've got a gondola car from the Polar Express, and behind that a Conrail Caboose. I've got another Caboose coming, a Norfolk Southern Caboose coming, and that will be here hopefully within the next few days, so we'll be able to preview that as well. Before we start this running, I want to show you the other items that I received in this shipment from TrainWorld. To complete the farm on the layout, I've brought 2 little herds of cattle. These are beef cattle, Herefords, and simulated cow pies there as well, so that's pretty cool. I think these are going to look great in the pasture, and I'll get those put on the layout in the next day or two. In addition to that, since I basically am operating a dairy barn, I bought a herd of Holstein cows. This Holstein cow herd also has some little simulated cow pies there. Both of these are from Woodland Scenics, and I'll put the item number from Woodland Scenics and a link to Woodland Scenics down below in the comments. In my earlier videos, I did the installation of the barbed wire fence. Now I bought a rail fence as well. I think this is going to look pretty cool on the layout, and I'm going to use this in another area so that will be blocking off the lands alongside the highway from the highway itself and from the railroad track. Finally, I bought 4 more automobiles. Now, I have automobiles all around the layout right now, but I decided I don't really have quite enough, so I bought 4 more. Now here's the challenge I have. These are, the same as what I already have. The colors, they only come in certain colors, and that's the colors that are already on vehicles I have on the layout. So I'm looking at the possibility of painting these and making these look different from the other vehicles that I have on the layout from Woodland Scenics by painting them. I'm really curious, have any of you tried that? I'd like to know what your experience was. Drop me a comment down below if you have tried painting any of these just plug vehicles from Woodland Scenics, and let me know how you did it and how it worked for you. Well, we've got the Norfolk Southern locomotive connected to the Lion Chief app. Now let's see how that pulls those new gondola cars. Rotary dump gondola car 4-pack. Here we go. That's a really good looking consist, I think. Those 4 gondola cars that carry those simulated coal loads look really good. It'll look better if I have the Norfolk Southern Caboose on it, I'm quite certain, but for now, this is what I have, and I'm really happy with it. Let's hear what the crew has to say. That's pretty loud. I've got the volume turned up on it, and that works quite well. Let's see if we can back this up and what happens then. I think that's looking pretty good. We'll have to get that rolling along here and keep it in motion. There we go. Well, we've had a little fun with the diesel locomotive. Let's go back to the age of steam on the Polar Express and try a little bit of action with our Polar Express freight train pulled by the Père Marquette locomotive and the Polar Express passenger train pulled by the Polar Express locomotive. There we go. That's the freight train hooked up with the Père Marquette. Let's see kind of where that's at. There's the caboose right there, if you take a close look, and it's going to be taking off shortly. That caboose is, I think, one of the nicest cars that they've come out with for this train. Let's give it a little shot of steam and head out. There we go. We're heading into the tunnel. And if we lift up and pan across a little bit, you can see the freight train coming out of the tunnel on the other end. And the Père Marquette is making its way past the depot and boarding platform and past the operating section of track where the milk gets loaded and unloaded. The last car in that passenger consist is the one that has the hobo on top on skis with a little hero boy hanging onto one of the ski poles dangling behind. I think that's kind of pretty cool looking. Now, if we watch it as it goes through, we're going to see it come out behind the downtown area to the railroad crossing there very shortly. Let's give it a second here to make its way around. You can see the gates are now closed, the crossbucks went down, and there goes the Polar Express locomotive behind the downtown area, the little village. And it's continuing around. It'll come out the other side, and now it's going behind the church. It'll go up to past the boarding platform, past the depot, past the back of the farm. There's the water tower and the coaling tower there for the steam locomotives. And if we take a look at the farm, I'm going to pause the train for a moment. We're going to still have the noise coming, but we'll pause the train for a moment and let you take a look. You can see the barbed wire fence, I finished that going around the farm. So the barbed wire fence now comes and closes off the entire area where the cattle would be out. The herd of caribou over there by the North Pole area, you can see, that's actually, I've bought 2 different caribou packs, so I've got kind of a double herd there, which I think works pretty well. And that is the Polar Express locomotive. That's the Berkshire steam locomotive. That's the Père Marquette locomotive, number 1225. Got the piggyback cars, and we've got the bobbing elf car. They're going up and down. There they go. We've got the mint presence car behind that. We've got a reindeer car, searchlight car. There's the barrel low ramp car, another box car, hot cocoa car, and the hot chocolate car. Finally, the caboose. Once it goes through the tunnel, you need to pan it around in order to be able to see it coming out the other side. And as we come out the other side, over there is the hot chocolate unloading platform. It's behind the church, and once we get there, that's it, zeroed in on it right now. And once we get the car lined up with that, we'll be able to do the unloading operation. You can see all the cars going by. That's one of the things that Lionel has really come out with over the years, is cars for a freight train. There was no Polar Express freight train in the movie, but they have made that, I think, something pretty special with lots of different cars that they've created. All right, let's give it a try and see if we can unload. It's trying. There's a can coming out. Another can coming out. 3rd can. 4th can. 5th can. 6th can. 7th can. We successfully unloaded on the milk platform. Well, that'll do it for this video, folks. I've got a lot of things to do outside of the video, including trying to figure out how to paint those new Just Plug motor vehicles. If you haven't done so already, please click the thumbs up and like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Share this video on social media or with anyone else you know that may be into model railroading. And as always, thanks for watching.